Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Chivalry, and this video is going to be a tips and tricks, basically tutorial of, well, balls. A tips and tricks video of Chivalry, how to get a little bit better at Chivalry. My goal here is to help you to get better at the game, because I'm pretty good now. I'm okay. I'm not the best at all, but I have gotten pretty okay at it, so basically, I'm going to be going through some of my own footage and breaking it down so you can really tell how to, do it. I'm going to be saying really what was going through my brain at the time, kind of like how I set up my Blade tutorial or whatever for Black Ops. It's going to be similar because that's pretty freaking effective, and I'm going to be going over as much stuff as I can that I haven't seen in any other videos. And yeah, just what goes through my mind while I'm playing this game. So, here we go! So first of all, it's important to recognize the strengths and weaknesses of the weapon you're going to use. So when you see here, you got damage, speed, and reach on every weapon. For some of them it's not filled in, the newer ones it's kind of weird. But damage is the overhead effectiveness, basically. Speed is the stab or thrust effectiveness, and reach is the swing or the slice kind of effectiveness. So it's important to recognize that. See the longsword here, it's one of my favorite setups. It's like the most balanced, one of the most balanced setups I think in the game. And I really like to use it because it works really well. The Maul obviously does the most damage with overhead. That's why the damage right there, the red bar, is so high. So it's important to recognize what you're doing. The Norse sword is great for thrusting. So just know your weapons before you use them, and you'll be pumped. You'll be great. You'll be doing great, real great. So the first tip here is going to be regarding daggers. Basically, if someone's coming at you and just going to stab the crap, but just keep spamming stab with a dagger, because that's what people tend to do with daggers, just don't freak out, okay? Just wait. It's gonna be okay. Wait, it's okay if they hit you, because it's a little dagger. Just wait until you can just focus on when they're hitting, so you can get a block in, like that. Because if you freak out because they're stabbing over and over again, oh my god, what am I gonna do? You're just gonna die. So you just need to, pay attention to one of their swings and block it. This next step I'm probably going to be going over multiple times throughout this video as I kind of find it throughout my footage. But basically, do not be afraid to back up and let their swing miss. That's really, really important, actually. Let their swing miss whenever you can. Because it just really gives you a huge advantage. So you'll see here, I have it in super slow motion as balls, but right here, he'll swing, and I'm just cool. I'm just chill out. It's gonna be okay. Oh, and if you really need to be safe, feel free to block, just in case you think it could make contact, because it doesn't hurt to block. It doesn't take stamina away if you block and it doesn't hit you. So, it's worth it to just block, but try to back up out of it so that they are kind of in a vulnerable spot. So since this part's so important, I'm going to kind of keep it uncut here and just have the, just have it roll like normal. Stamina is very, very important in this game. A lot of this game is about controlling your stamina. A lot of the fights you're going to be in. If you're fighting someone really good, it's pretty much a stamina fight because it's block, back and forth. If you're pretty good and the other person's pretty good, eventually someone's going to run out of stamina. I think it's pretty much based on how big one of the person's weapons is, because like the bigger the weapon, and then the smaller the weapon you block with. Or the bigger the weapon they have that swings at you, and the smaller the weapon you have to block with, the more stamina you're going to take away. This fight right here between me and this guy, he's really good. I'm okay. But basically it ended up coming down to who ran out of stamina, and that was him. So that's why he, kind of lost this. Because you can hear him breathing. So stamina really important to survival here. It's a great way if you want to just like juke people out and make them swing so they run out of stamina. I actually just beat that guy because he ran out of stamina because he blocked with his shield. You know, just do it. If you find yourself running out of stamina, the only thing you really can do is just start swinging and try to hit him and take him out, because you're not gonna be doing anything if you block with when you're out of stamina. All that's gonna do is throw you backwards and you're gonna die. So you might as well start swinging and try to take them out while you can, or you know, you're just gonna die. That's the alternative. So this whole next clip is pretty significant. That's why it's all in slow motion. Basically, you see this guy running at me? There's only one thing he's gonna do, and that's attack. So what are you gonna do? Not block. No, you're gonna step to the side and stab him. He was swinging from the right to the left, so you step to the right. He ain't gonna hit ya, and you stab him. He was all bloodied up a little bit, so you know the one stab kind of dealt with that. It's kind of the same situation right here. Stab. It's your quickest attack, so I mean, usually not expected, because when someone's running at you, like a vanguard like that, when they're running at you, they're expecting you to block and be like scared and timid, like a little baby hippopotamus, maybe any type of baby animal, really. So you just do the opposite of what people think you're gonna do, and that'll really help you out to win a lot of the time. When you're fighting long swords like this, just know that you're fighting long swords. Know how long their sword is compared to yours, so you swing properly. This guy, I kind of juked forward, let him swing, and run out of stamina a little bit. Moved to the right a tad, just so he kind of missed with that, and delivered the stab. So this right here, this is a sneaky little maneuver you can do. This guy's clearly coming after me, so I'll act like I'm going this way and wait for him to come around and get a free hit in right as he's coming around, just like that. Pretty awesome. So I switched to my dagger here, I believe pretty soon. And daggers are awesome. I really like the dagger. I used the last dagger that's available. Here we go. So I just wait for him to mess up, and I go in with the stab, like right here. He just swings. Okay, easy stab. Dagger stab really quick. So you know, after they swing, that's pretty much a free hit. He just lost a little bit of stamina there. You got to keep track of when they're losing stamina. And the same exact thing right there. He missed, loses some more stamina, and then he does it a final time, and he dies again. Well, dies now, because he just did the same thing like 3 or 4 times in a row, and it didn't work out for him. So. Another important thing about this game is that you need to learn to not panic. When you get knocked down to really low health and you just look like you're really gonna die a terrible death, just don't panic. Focus on blocking the attack. Here I get the final block in the attack there, and he just happens to be low on health, so I take him out. So it's just not panicking when you're about to die or when you're in the kind of worst situation is really important to survival. Here's another good don't panic situation. And here is how you dodge projectiles. Basically, you're just gonna wait right until the last second where they're about to throw it, and then you sidestep. It's really easy. I do it over and over with this guy. So he aims at me, and I know when he's about to throw it, and I just step to the side. He misses. Really simple. I do it over and over again. This is how I deal with most archers. Sometimes they don't do exactly, sometimes they're smart, but most of the time they'll just shoot right at you as soon as they're ready. So you know exactly when to step to the side. So here's another example of letting them swing rather than blocking it every time or you know, whatever else. It's really important to let them swing if they clearly can swing without hitting you. Just let them do it. Back up. Let them, you know, swing. They run out of stamina, and you know, they don't hit you. They open themselves up. They make themselves vulnerable like this. This guy isn't really particularly all that good. He keeps doing the same thing. He just swings and, you know, stab really easy. So whenever they swing like that, take advantage of it, and that's why you always try to let them swing so you can take advantage of that situation.
Those archers!
So it's really important to be able to measure and keep track of people's confidence levels, which is basically something I've made up in my head as I've played this game. The confidence level is basically once they hit you, that kind of raises their confidence. They're like, okay, I just hit them, I can hit them again, so they'll swing again. It just, every time they hit you, know that it's more likely that they're going to swing again and try to hit you because their confidence is a little bit higher up, so you can take advantage of that. So it's really important to be aware of your surroundings at all time, especially when playing free-for-all like I pretty much only do. There's random people jumping out of everywhere attacking you at once, so just keep track of everybody where they're at in your head. You'll see here is a really great example. Here's one guy, oh, there's the other guy coming, okay, deal with him for a second, go back to this guy, go back over here. You know, just keep people in check, pay attention to your environment and what's going on, who's swinging at you, and you know, it's a recipe for surviving longer. So I don't really play Archer a ton, but one tip really would be to just lead your target. I mean, you just learn to lead your target better as you play the game more with the Archer, and that's really just the key, because people are running around all the time, and there's the drop, and there's just leading the target's really all that matters. All you have to get used to doing, and you'll be successful with the Archer. So to counter one of the most ridiculously retarded classes, the spear weapon setup for the Vanguard. Basically, you need to know when people use that class or that setup, they're really aggressive, and they just spam stab over and over again, and they're just gonna act really aggressive. Like, I noticed they're way more aggressive than a lot of other setups are. So just be aware of that. Be aware they're gonna stab a lot, because that's pretty much what you do with those weapons. So you can side strafe relatively easily a lot of the time, side strafe to avoid the stab, but you just have to know that they're aggressive a lot of the time, so you get out of the way when you need to, and attack when you get the chance. You gotta close the distance on these guys with the really long weapons, because they're just a pain in the ass. They're longer than your weapon most likely, so just close the distance, get close, and just recognize that they're really aggressive. So when you know you're going to have the advantage over someone, and basically know you're going to be able to get a free hit on someone, like you come up behind them or whatever, use your strongest attack. You see, I always use my overhand attack when I get a opportunity to get a free hit, like just like that, because the overhand does the most damage. So you want to do as much damage as you can if you get the opportunity to. It's also really important to be able to judge when someone's really aggressive or really defensive, and how to act upon that. Like, if someone's really aggressive all the time, they're going to expect you to be really defensive, so you might want to be really aggressive right back, like, because they're probably not going to expect it. That doesn't apply to all situations. You kind of have to feel it out. It depends on the person, but you know, you just have to change it up. Don't do what everybody expects you to do, or you're just going to end up dying. This clip actually goes over a lot of the things that I just went over, like right there, the overhand while he wasn't looking. This poor guy's not very good. He swings a lot, and you know, I let him just lose his stamina. Like, when you get that opportunity, look at this. He just swings and swings. You kind of fake forward, and he swings and just loses all that stamina. And he's so vulnerable once you start attacking. He can't block. You know, it's just, it's really a disaster. This guy, it's bad. And you also need to be able to play off of what people think you're gonna do. So if you've been playing in the match with the same people for a while, and they know how you play, switch it up. Like, they know you're gonna attack and attack, defend, a little bit, act a little bit timid, and attack right away. Just change it up a little bit. Here's another overhand because he didn't see it. So you know, that's how you roll, you know. And here goes my face, and there it goes. Okay, face on the ground. So to conclude this little tips guide video, we're gonna have some fisticuffs here, which I haven't gone over yet, but basically a lot of the things I already went over apply to this. The stamina, watching, the being careful, the taking advantage of when they're vulnerable, faking forward, faking moving forward to get them to swing, and then you can swing while they're vulnerable during that to get a hit in. Stamina can be a really big deal, as you're going to see after this fight, because when you're fighting someone who's good, stamina pretty much ends up deciding who wins. So this guy, this was really dangerous. I ended up really getting close to losing, and then since I knew my stamina was really low, I punched because that was really my only option. So this fight's pretty intense because it's a pretty freaking good fisticuffer versus a pretty freaking good fisticuffer. This guy pretty much knows what he's doing. He's like as good as me, at least. So it's a pretty awesome little fight here. Really, it comes down to stamina. I almost died. Get really close. Literally a touch away, a poke away from dying, and I kind of clutched it. So it's pretty awesome fight. And I think you can really learn more from this fisticuff thing. Just watching the fight and like paying attention to what I'm doing. Just focus on what I'm doing, and that'll really teach you more than I can really explain. It feels a little difficult to explain it, but just kind of watch this and kind of study what I'm doing and put it to work. It's pretty awesome, pretty clutch right there. So yeah, that'll do. So thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If this helped you at all or was entertaining or anything, leave a like. A like will make me make more videos. That's pretty much it. Feel free to leave a comment. And if you want to see more anything, really, subscribe. And yeah, that's it. So leave a like if you enjoyed, if it helped you. Yeah. And I'll see you.